Stop thinking heavy, swollen legs are just a normal part of aging. They are not. If your legs feel like lead weights, or if your feet are perpetually cold even under 3 blankets, your body is screaming at you. What if I told you that poor circulation in your lower extremities is actually the first domino in a chain reaction that ends in complete immobility or worse, severe tissue damage? A 2024 analysis of vascular health data indicates that seniors who ignore early signs of peripheral artery disease, what we call PAD, increase their risk of a severe cardiovascular event by over 40% within 5 years. That is not a scare tactic. That is the biological reality of ignoring the plumbing. You are standing at a fork in the road right now. Path A is the standard decline, the shuffling walk, the chair you can't get out of, the loss of independence, and the nursing home. Path B is the prime health path. Vitality, the ability to walk the dog, play with your grandkids, and keep your own schedule. Today we are going to fix the plumbing. I am going to walk you through the 7 major circulation blockers hiding in your daily routine, counting down to the number 1 specific movement, the second heart activation that surgeons use to restore flow when everything else fails. Before we begin, I have a request. If you are ready to reject the slow decline and take control of your biology, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are building a community here that questions the standard narrative of aging. And tell me in the comments, do you suffer from cold feet, swelling, or heaviness? Be specific. I read every single comment to understand what you are going through. Number 7, the tight shoe syndrome. We start with something seemingly innocent. You might think your circulation issues are entirely internal, but sometimes the problem is mechanical compression. We are not talking about high heels. We are talking about the comfort trap. Many seniors switch to slip-on shoes or loafers that lack arch support, or socks that have tight elastic bands at the ankle. It feels safe. It feels easy. But here is the sensory reality. When you take off your socks at night, do you see a deep red indentation around your ankle? That is a tourniquet. When you wear elastic that is too tight, or the shoes that cramp the toes, you are compressing the superficial veins. These veins are responsible for bringing blood back to the heart against gravity. Think of your leg veins like a garden hose. If you step on the hose, the water stops flowing out the end and pressure builds up behind your foot. That indentation on your ankle is you stepping on the hose all day long. The blood pools in your feet because the exit route is blocked. Check your socks immediately. If they leave a mark, throw them out. Switch to diabetic socks or compression socks graded at 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury. These are designed to assist the hose, not crimp it. They apply gentle pressure at the ankle that decreases as it goes up the leg, physically pushing the blood back toward your heart. Do not ignore this. But even the best socks won't help if your blood is too thick to flow, which leads us directly to the next danger sitting in your kitchen. Number 6, the viscosity trap. Most people assume they drink enough water, but as we age, our thirst mechanism, the signal from the brain that says drink, breaks down. You might be dehydrated right now and feel perfectly fine. Consider Martha, a 78-year-old retired school teacher. She loved her 3 cups of coffee every morning and a glass of wine with dinner. She hated having to get up at night to use the bathroom, so she stopped drinking water after 4 p.m. She thought she was managing her bladder. Instead, she was thickening her blood. One afternoon, her legs felt so heavy she couldn't lift them to climb her porch stairs. Coffee and alcohol are diuretics. They force water out of your body. When you lose water but keep the red blood cells, your blood volume decreases, but its viscosity increases. Think of your blood circulation like a pump system. In a healthy body, Your heart is pumping water. It flows fast and easy. When you are dehydrated, your heart is trying to pump ketchup. Ketchup moves slowly. It sticks to the walls. It requires massive pressure to move through the tiny capillaries in your toes. Your doctor might prescribe a diuretic for high blood pressure. While necessary for some, without adequate hydration, this turns your blood into sludge. We need to turn the ketchup back into water. Aim for 60 to 80 ounces of water daily unless your nephrologist has put you on a restriction. Front-load your intake. Drink 80% of your water before 5 p.m. so you aren't waking up all night. Thick blood is dangerous, but what happens when the pipes themselves are damaged? That is exactly what item number 5 does to you. Number 5, the crystal shard effect. This is the one nobody wants to hear. You might think, I'm not diabetic, so this doesn't apply to me. You are wrong. Even pre-diabetic spikes in blood sugar devastate your circulation. It tastes good. It's comfort food, toast, pasta, sweet tea. It feels like energy, but it is actually destruction. When you have excess glucose in your bloodstream, it undergoes a process called glycation. The sugar molecules bind to proteins and fats, creating sticky byproducts. Think of sugar crystals in your blood like millions of tiny shards of glass floating through your arteries. As they rush by, they scratch and nick the smooth inner lining of your blood vessel walls. Your body tries to patch these scratches with plaque. Like putting spackle on a hole in the drywall, eventually there is so much spackle that the hallway becomes too narrow for anyone to walk through. Doctors often focus on your A1C number. But Prime Health looks at variability. Massive spikes after a carb-heavy meal cause immediate damage to the endothelial lining, even if your average numbers look okay. You must stabilize the spikes. Never eat carbohydrates naked. If you eat an apple, eat it with a slice of cheese or a handful of walnuts. The fat and protein act like a buffer, slowing down the absorption of sugars so you don't send those glass shards rushing into your legs. Now that we are protecting the walls, we have to look at the structural integrity of the system. This next mistake is likely the most common one among everyone watching. Number 4, the gravity well. Gravity is relentless. It is constantly pulling everything down. When you sit for 4, 5, or 6 hours a day watching TV or reading, you are fighting a losing battle against physics. Let's talk about Robert, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. He spent 40 years on his feet, active and strong. When he retired, he felt he earned his rest. He spent his days in his favorite recliner. He noticed purple, twisting veins appearing on his calves, varicose veins. He ignored them until the skin around his ankles turned dark and leathery. By then, the valves were destroyed. Your veins have tiny one-way valves inside them. Their job is to catch the blood as it moves up and stop it from falling back down. When you sit still, the muscles don't squeeze the veins and blood pools. Think of these valves like the safety brakes on an elevator. If the cable snaps, the brakes clamp down to stop the car from falling. When you sit too long, the pressure builds up so high that it blows out the safety brakes. The elevator car, your blood crashes to the bottom, your feet, and stays there. The Prime Health Protocol is the 30 for 30 rule. For every 30 minutes you sit, you owe your body 30 seconds of movement. You don't need a gym. Just stand up, march in place, or walk to the kitchen. Reset the valves. We are halfway through the list. If you are learning something new about how your body works, hit the like button to help support the channel. This tells YouTube that seniors want real science, not fluff, and share this video with a friend or loved one who needs to hear this message. Now, let's move to a nutrient deficiency that is shrinking your arteries. Number 3, the nitrogen gap. Most people worry about cholesterol. But there's a gas your body produces that determines whether your arteries are wide open or clamped shut. After age 60, your production of this gas drops by 50% or more. We're talking about nitric oxide. This molecule signals the smooth muscle in your arterial walls to relax. When they relax, the vessel widens and blood flows freely. Think of your arteries like a busy highway. When you are young and have plenty of nitric oxide, the highway has 5 lanes open. Traffic moves at 70 miles per hour. As you age and lose nitric oxide, the construction crew comes out and closes 4 lanes. Now that same amount of traffic is trying to squeeze into one single lane. That is high blood pressure, and that is poor circulation. You cannot just take a pill for this. You need nitrates from food. The champions are beets and leafy greens like arugula and spinach. Drink 4 ounces of beet juice or eat a large arugula salad daily. This provides the raw materials your body needs to reopen the lanes on the highway. But opening the lanes won't matter if the fluid inside is imbalanced. This next point contradicts almost everything you've been told about salt. Number 2, the electrolyte imbalance. You have been told to fear salt. Cut the sodium, the doctors say. And for many, that is valid advice. But in the 60-plus demographic, simply cutting salt without looking at the other side of the equation creates a disaster for circulation. Circulation relies on the sodium-potassium pump. Cells need a precise ratio of these 2 minerals to manage fluid. Sodium holds water, potassium releases it. If you cut salt but don't eat enough potassium, or if you eat processed food which is high in sodium and no vegetables which are low in potassium, you bloat. Think of your cells like water balloons. Sodium pumps water in, potassium pumps water out. If you have too much sodium and not enough potassium, the balloon overinflates until it is tight and hard. This pressure compresses the tiny blood vessels around the cells, strangling circulation from the outside in. The problem often isn't just too much salt. It is too little potassium. You need 700 milligrams of potassium a day. A banana only has 400. You would need to eat 11 bananas. Instead, switch to avocados, sweet potatoes, and white beans. Balance the equation to deflate the balloons and take the pressure off your vessels. All of these points, the hydration, the shoes, the sugar, the chemistry, lead us to the single most critical factor, the one mechanism that surgeons rely on to keep blood moving against gravity. Number 1, the second heart failure. This is it, the most important minute of this video. Your heart is a powerful pump, but it has a flaw. It is located at the top of the body, and it has to pull blood up against gravity from the floor. It cannot do this alone. It relies on a helper pump located in your lower leg. We call the calf muscles the second heart. Meet Elias, 81. Elias suffered from chronic venous insufficiency. His legs were dark, swollen, and painful. Doctors discussed surgical stripping of his veins. Elias was terrified. But then he met a specialist who asked him one question. How often do you use your calves? Elias realized he shuffled. He never pushed off his toes. His second heart had stopped beating. Every time you flex your calf muscle, it squeezes the deep veins in your leg, shooting blood upward toward the heart. When the muscle relaxes, the veins refill. Pump, refill, pump, refill. If you shuffle when you walk or if you sit all day, this pump sits idle. The blood stays stagnant blood clots. Think of a tube of toothpaste. If you leave the cap off and just hold it, nothing comes out. You have to squeeze the bottom of the tube to force the paste to the top. Your calf muscle is the hand squeezing the tube. Without that squeeze, the tube stays full. The prime health protocol is the soleus push-up. This is the one exercise from the title. It is more effective than walking because it isolates the pump mechanism. Sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Keep your toes on the ground and lift your heels as high as they will go. Squeeze the calf muscle at the top for 2 seconds. Lower the heels back down. You must do this frequently. Aim for 3 sets of 20 repetitions every single day. Or do 10 reps every time a commercial comes on TV. This movement manually pumps the blood out of the danger zone and back to your heart and lungs. It is non-negotiable. I know. It feels like your body's betraying you. I know the frustration of looking at your legs and not recognizing them. You might feel like the damage is done, that at 75 or 80 it is too late to change the plumbing. But listen to me. You are not a statistic. You are the CEO of your own biology. Your body is resilient. The human vascular system has an incredible ability to adapt. Even at 80, you can improve endothelial function. You can strengthen the calf pump. You can hydrate the system. Your body is always listening to the signals you send it. If you send signals of stagnation and sugar, it will decay. But if you send signals of movement, hydration, and nutrition, it will respond. It wants to heal. Do not accept the shuffling walk as your destiny. Fight for your mobility. Let's recap the battle plan rapidly. 1. Check your shoes and socks for compression. 2. Hydrate to thin the blood. No catch-up veins. 3. Control the sugar to stop the glass shards. 4. Move every 30 minutes to reset the valves. 5. Eat beets and greens for nitric oxide. 6. Balance sodium with potassium. 7. And most importantly, activate the second heart with heel raises every single day. Which of these changes will you make first? Are you going to drink the water or start the heel raises? Let me know in the comments below. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.